He finally broke his silence, and he didn't hold back. After months of subliminals, fake smiles, and passive-aggressive bars floating through the hip-hop ether, Drake just dropped new unreleased snippets that aren't just diss tracks. They're straight-up declarations of war. And one name is catching everyone off guard: J. Cole. Yup, Champagne Papi just called J. Cole trash. And he did it without warning, without mercy, and in the coldest, most surgical way possible. And that's not even the wildest part. This comes just days after Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us reached diamond status, solidifying its legacy as one of the most brutal takedowns in hip-hop history. Everyone was watching Kendrick versus Drake. Everyone thought Cole was Switzerland, neutral, untouchable. But now, Drake just tossed Cole into the fire. When insiders are saying the new snippet was never meant to leak, but someone from inside OVO reportedly couldn't stay silent after what Cole did behind the scenes. And what did he do? According to multiple whispers, he picked a side. And it wasn't Drake's. This isn't just rap beef. This is the collapse of the Big Three. A three-way friendship, already fragile, just exploded into a war zone. And Drake's bars are dragging everyone into the crossfire. Was this revenge for Cole's apology? A retaliation for a quiet betrayal? Or has Drake been waiting to unload this venom all along? Whatever the answer is, the snippet says too much. And fans, they're not ready for what's coming next. Because when Drake starts calling legends trash, it means the gloves are all the way off. Here is Section 2. Introduction and background. Approximately 1,200 plus words. For your new YouTube script. Title: Why Drake just responded to Not Like Us and called J. Cole trash in new snippets. This section unpacks the hidden tension between Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick Lamar, tracing the path to this explosive moment. When you're ready for the real chaos to start in Section 3, major conflict and first twist, say next. This wasn't supposed to happen. There was a time, not that long ago, when fans looked at Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick Lamar as the holy trinity of modern rap. Three juggernauts, three different energies, all respected, all dominant, and all playing their positions at the top of the game. Drake was the commercial king, the playlist killer, the one who turned every whisper into a hook and every Instagram caption into a Billboard hit. Kendrick was the poet, the Pulitzer-winning philosopher who disappeared for years just to return with something that shook the entire culture to its core. And Cole? Cole was the bridge, the balance, the humble middle child who played both sides, stayed cool with everyone, and never seemed to crave the spotlight. Until he did. And that's where the story shifts. Because for years, Cole was the glue. The one who could collab with Drake on In the Morning, then flip around and stand beside Kendrick on Forbidden Fruit. The one who dropped Born Sinner when others were chasing radio, and who built his legacy with no features, no antics, no headlines. But fame is a funny thing. Because once you're in the room with giants, the pressure to pick a side never really goes away. Especially when two of those giants are secretly waiting for the other to blink first. Let's go back to Drake and Kendrick. Their tension isn't new. It's been bubbling since Control in 2013. When Kendrick dropped that verse, calling out every rapper by name, including Cole and Drake, it split the culture. Some called it competitive. Others saw it as a line in the sand. But Drake? He never forgot. Sure, he smiled in interviews. He called it fun. He played nice for the cameras. But behind closed doors, that Control verse was the shot that started it all. And Cole? He stayed silent. He didn't clap back. He didn't defend Drake. He didn't insert himself. He stayed neutral, quiet. The no-beef rapper who just wanted to rap. But in hip-hop, silence is never neutral. It's an answer in itself. Years passed. Cole kept growing. Drake stayed dominant. Kendrick vanished, then returned with the explosive Mr. Ice Morale and the Big Steppers. And fans began to notice. The Big Three weren't really acting like a unit anymore. They were competing ghosts, watching each other from a distance. And then came the apology. In 2024, Cole shocked the world when he publicly apologized to Kendrick on stage after their brief subliminal back and forth. After hinting at competitive energy on his verse for first-person shooter with Drake, he suddenly backpedaled, saying he was sorry, saying he shouldn't have said anything at all, saying Kendrick was too great to be played with. And for Drake, that was the ultimate betrayal. Because from his point of view, Cole folded. Not only that, he folded in public, on tour, with cameras rolling, while Drake was still standing his ground. That apology sent a message. A loud, but clear message. I choose Kendrick. And Drake didn't say anything at the time. He didn't tweet, he didn't shade, he didn't even unfollow. But he remembered, and he waited. Waited through the rise of Not Like Us. A diss so catchy, so brutal, and so commercially successful that it cemented Kendrick as the clear winner in the eyes of fans. Waited while Cole stayed quiet, never defending Drake, never showing loyalty. And now, Drake has finally responded. Not in a press release, not in an interview, but through new, unreleased snippets that just leaked across social media. And they are scathing. Lines like, "You sided with the poet / now choke on the pen / you was safe in the middle / now you broke it again." And worse, "You apologized for bars / that's trash in my eyes / said he the GOAT? Then what's that make you, the fly on the side?" Yup, Drake just called J. Cole trash, and fans are losing their minds. Because this isn't just a diss, this is a coronation collapse. The moment when the middle child gets tossed off the throne by the man who used to call him a brother. But it gets even messier when you realize where this snippet came from. Sources say the track was never meant to be released, that it was played during a private OVO playback session, and that one of the engineers, feeling frustrated with how Cole handled things, leaked the recording to a close friend, who then posted it anonymously on a burner TikTok account. But the voice? Unmistakably Drake. And now, the track is everywhere. The lyrics are being dissected. Cole's silence is being dragged. Kendrick's name is trending again. And Drake? He hasn't said a word, because he doesn't need to. Like the snippet said everything. The shots at Cole, the shade at Kendrick, the heartbreak of betrayal, the sting of being left alone on the battlefield while your brother apologizes to your enemy. Drake isn't looking for friends anymore. He's sending a message, and that message is clear. There is no big three. There's me, and whoever survives next. You could feel the tension rippling through the internet. The leaked snippet wasn't just a diss. It was a declaration of betrayal, and it landed like a grenade in the middle of hip-hop's most delicate triangle. Overnight, the hip-hop landscape split in two. And J. Cole's silence? It became deafening. Fans were panicking. Why isn't Cole responding? Does he even know the snippet leaked? Is this another apology coming? But those who were paying close attention noticed something strange. Cole did react, just not in the way people expected. Just hours after the snippet started making rounds, J. Cole deleted 3 cryptic tweets, including one from 2 weeks earlier that read, "Not everyone deserves grace twice." He also archived a reel from his tour highlights, the same reel that had a brief scene of him and Drake backstage, laughing shoulder to shoulder. And then, he posted absolutely nothing. The Dreamville team stayed quiet. No press release, no comment, no social media hints. But according to sources close to Cole's circle, something was boiling behind the scenes. According to a friend of the team who DM'd an insider blog anonymously, Cole was blindsided. That snippet wasn't supposed to exist. He never thought Drake would take it public. But the leak was real. And the wound it exposed was even more real. Because while fans were still digesting the diss, another recording dropped, one that flipped the entire narrative upside down. a voice memo leaked via encrypted Telegram groups and later uploaded to SoundCloud under the title Trust Gone. It featured J. Cole's voice, not in a song, not in a freestyle, but in a private voice note to an unnamed recipient. And it hit hard. I ain't ask him to defend me. I ain't ask him to ride with me. I asked him to be real. I don't beg for loyalty. I watch how you move when I'm not looking. He pauses. I said sorry to Kendrick because I respect the art, but I never disrespected you. And if you think picking peace makes me weak, then maybe you was never really my brother. The internet lost it. Reddit exploded. TikTok theorists hit record. YouTubers uploaded reaction videos by the hour. Was this Jay, on Cole's quiet response to Drake? Was it an accidental leak or a strategic drop? And more importantly, who leaked it? Because within the hour, the memo was pulled from SoundCloud. Gone. Wiped. But not before millions heard it and realized that the split between Cole and Drake wasn't just professional. It was deeply personal. And the fans? They took sides fast. Hashtag Team Drake began dragging Cole's passive approach. He tried to be Switzerland and got smoked. Kendrick owns the throne now, Drake cleaning up the rest. This is hip-hop, not therapy. Drake came to RAP. Meanwhile, hashtag Team Cole fired back. Drake crying over loyalty when he's been sneak dissing for years. Cole apologized for peace. Drake's mad he can't control him. Drake mad that he can't play victim and king at the same time. But the twist that really shook the culture came from inside Drake's house. Because while the internet burned, someone at OVO went rogue. An anonymous source, who claimed to have worked on Drake's For All the Dogs sessions, reached out to a mid-tier blog with a bombshell message. That snippet is just one of 3. There's more. Full verses. And one of them? He disses both Cole and Kendrick. Calls them the poets that never sold pain like I did. Boom. Not just Cole, not just Kendrick. Drake had smoke for everyone. According to the source, Drake allegedly recorded a secret 4-track EP during his stay in Turks and Caicos this past December, where he vented raw, unfiltered energy about the betrayal of hip-hop's brotherhood. So the project was supposedly shelved, never meant to see daylight. But when Cole apologized publicly and Kendrick went viral with Not Like Us, Drake cracked. He felt like the throne was slipping, that Cole and Kendrick were running narrative circles around him. He had to strike back, even if it meant burning bridges. And that's exactly what he did. But it gets wilder. Because a second leak, this one an email screenshot, showed that someone from OVO's legal team sent a cease and desist to the Telegram account that uploaded the voice memo. Meaning, Drake heard the leak. He knows the voice memo is real, and now he's trying to contain it. But it's too late, because the voice note is everywhere. It's being remixed, it's being analyzed, it's being turned into animation breakdowns on TikTok and reel edits on IG. Even Kendrick fans, who've mostly been watching from the sidelines, have started joining the Cole defense. And here's the twist no one expected. Rumors are swirling that Kendrick Lamar has already written a verse defending Cole. Yes, you heard that right. The same Kendrick who bodied Drake on Not Like Us. The same Kendrick who stayed silent after Cole's apology. Insiders say Kendrick is planning to drop a feature verse on an upcoming Baby Keem track that directly references the Drake versus Cole split and possibly includes a subtle warning to both sides. As one leaker put it, he's letting them fight first. Then he's coming in as the funeral speaker. Which means this war isn't just starting. It's about to enter a new phase. And now every fan is watching Drake's page like a hawk. Will he respond to the voice memo? Or will he leak the rest of the snippets? Will Cole drop a full-blown response or stay silent again? No one knows. But what's clear is this. The big 3 is done. The masks are off. The verses are loaded. And the culture is on edge. Because this isn't just about music anymore. It's about loyalty, brotherhood, and the cost of betraying both. The war is officially out of control. What started as a leaked Drake snippet has turned into a cultural civil war, with lines being drawn, allegiances crumbling, and secrets surfacing that were never meant to see the light of day. And now, the second detonation just hit. Kendrick Lamar has entered the chat. No announcement, no warning, just an unexpected appearance on a new Baby Keem track that leaked through a private listening event in Vegas. Attendees were forced to lock phones, but someone inside couldn't help themselves. They recorded the verse on a smartwatch and sent it directly to a fan Discord. Within minutes, it was on Reddit. And by the end of the hour, it was everywhere. Kendrick's tone? Calm, controlled, vicious. He never named names, but the message was unmistakable. Here's the line that made the whole room freeze. You was crying for the throne when we offered you the table. You talk numbers but fold when the art get unstable. Call your brother trash, but the mirror ain't cable. Fans lost their minds. Not only was Kendrick seemingly calling out Drake for the recent snippet, but he was also defending Cole in a way nobody expected. And the phrase, "the mirror ain't cable," interpreted as a direct hit at Drake's vanity and obsession with controlling his image through mass appeal. TikTok translators immediately clipped the bars and started breaking it down. This is Kendrick telling Drake, "You can't stream your way out of this." But here's where the twist kicks in. According to a leaker from the production team, Kendrick's verse was added last minute. Baby Keem allegedly didn't even hear the final version until the night before the Vegas event. So why the sneak attack? Because Kendrick's been watching everything unfold and decided it was time to shift the momentum back in his favor. But it wasn't just Kendrick moving pieces. Back at OVO, things were getting messy fast. Remember that leaked Drake snippet? It turns out, according to a fresh report from Rap Info Hub, that snippet wasn't the only thing leaked from that Turks and Caicos session. There's more, a lot more. And one track allegedly titled "Loyalty Never Left Home" reportedly features Drake mocking J. Cole's middle child legacy, suggesting that Cole only rose because Kendrick left holes in the schedule. Another snippet, titled "Holograms in the Garden," allegedly includes a thinly veiled line at Kendrick himself. "I gave him the charts, you gave him confessionals." Ouch. And OVO is scrambling. Insiders say legal teams are in full lockdown mode, trying to prevent the full project from leaking. NDAs have been reinforced. Engineers allegedly forced to sign additional clauses retroactively. And one source even claims that Drake is furious, not just at the leaks, but at his own circle. Drake trusted the wrong people. That's why this is spiraling. And it is spiraling. Because in the middle of all this, J. Cole just made a move. In a sudden announcement, Cole's Dreamville team released a teaser for a new short film project titled "Second Born, The Quiet One Speaks." The teaser? Just one sentence. Silence is only powerful when the truth isn't screaming. Fans immediately suspected it was a response to Drake's diss. Some believe the short film will feature spoken word verses, layered with visuals and metaphors. Essentially Cole's way of dismantling Drake without rapping back in the traditional sense. And now, the entire hip-hop ecosystem is watching Cole's every move. Because if that short film lands, it might be the most artistic rebuttal in the modern era of diss wars. But while all this unfolds, the labels, they're panicking. Multiple reports have surfaced that Universal Music Group is concerned about the escalating beef, especially after the first Drake snippet triggered over 13 million streams in unofficial uploads. That's money and control slipping through their hands. Behind the scenes, execs have allegedly reached out to all three camps, OVO, Dreamville, and PG Lang, with strong suggestions to de-escalate before things damage reputations beyond repair. One executive was quoted anonymously saying, "There's a point where this stops being marketing and starts becoming irreparable. That line is getting very close." But the artists? They're not listening. Because this isn't about sales anymore. It's about legacy. Drake feels betrayed. Cole feels disrespected. Kendrick? He's playing chess while everyone else is arguing over who owns the board. And fans? They're now treating this like a three-way war, picking sides like it's Battle Rap Fantasy League. A Reddit is flooded with posts like, Drake's burning it all down because he knows he's outnumbered. Kendrick defending Cole was the twist no one saw coming. Watch Drake drop a back-to-back part 2. He's cornered and that's when he's most dangerous. Even longtime insiders are jumping in. Charlemagne Thagod said on air, Drake calling Cole trash is like biting the hand that kept your image balanced. Now he looks unhinged. Ebro tweeted, at this point, we're watching the Big Three dismantle itself in real time. And they're not wrong, because the next move, it's going to be a kill shot. OVO insiders say Drake is contemplating releasing the full EP, regardless of label pushback. He reportedly believes the leaks have already tainted the narrative, and the only way to reclaim it is to drop everything all at once. Guy, the Drake source told Rap Cave, he's not playing chess anymore, he's flipping the board. And if he does, if the full Loyalty Never Left Home project drops, hip-hop won't be the same after. Because this wouldn't just be a diss to Cole and Kendrick. It would be a manifesto, a burn book, a closing chapter to every alliance Drake ever had. And once it's out, there's no putting the friendships or the respect back together. Here is Section 5. Public and industry reactions. Approximately 1,000 plus words for your viral script. Title: Why Drake just responded to Not Like Us and called J. Cole trash in new snippets. This section breaks down the fanbase chaos, celebrity reactions, and how the industry is officially worried. Say next when you're ready for Section 6. Final twist and cliffhanger. 900 plus words. The fans weren't ready. The industry? Even less so. Because after Kendrick's unexpected verse, Drake's unreleased diss leaks, and Cole's eerie silence, the entire rap community did what it always does in times of war. It exploded. TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Discord, no platform was safe. Clips of Kendrick's Baby Keem feature started running side by side with the leaked Drake bars and Cole's whispered voice memo. Influencers began stitching their reactions in real time. Fan podcasts turned into live battlegrounds. Reddit threads hit over 20,000 comments each. But then came the firestorm. Hashtag RIP, the Big Three. Hashtag Drake versus Cole. Hashtag K.King forever. Hashtag Dreamville deserved better one line from Kendrick's verse had become a full-on war cry. You talk numbers but fold when the art get unstable. It was printed on merch in less than 12 hours. The streetwear accounts started selling bootleg tees with cartoon versions of Kendrick, Drake, and Cole fighting on a chessboard. Someone even dropped a 16-bit retro video game titled Big Three Breakdown, where fans could play as any of the three and throw lyrical bars like weapons. But amidst the chaos, something unexpected started to emerge. J. Cole's fans weren't backing down. If anything, they were mobilizing. TikTok edits portraying Cole as the calm warrior, a peaceful king surrounded by fire. Fan essays comparing his silence to the final act of a revenge film. Reaction videos replaying his voice note line, I watch how you move when I'm not looking, as if it were a battle cry in itself. One viral TikTok with 8 million views said, Drake needs an army. Kendrick needs a sword. Cole, and all he needed was a mirror. But not everyone was riding with Cole. The Drake fanbase, ever loyal, ever loud, was calling out the coward energy, claiming Cole was hiding behind poetry while Drake was out here writing war scrolls. One post went viral. Drake gave him bars, Kendrick gave him backup, Cole gave us a poem, I know who's not eating at the winner's table. And then came the celebrity reactions. Rap veteran Stepin Lupe Fiasco, who rarely joins drama, tweeted, People confuse silence with fear. Y'all forgot Cole been eating MCS in private for years. Rick Ross, known for choosing sides in beef, reposted the snippet and captioned it. Champagne doing cleanup. I love it. Stay dangerous. Meek Mill, whose history with Drake has been, well, complicated, wrote, "It's crazy how it always come down to loyalty in this game. Watch who really got your back. And the one that got everyone's attention? Pusha T, posting a clip of Kendrick's new verse with the caption, 'Art greater than algorithms.' Boom. It wasn't just a Drake versus Cole moment anymore. It was becoming a movement about legacy, loyalty, and what real rap means in the age of streams and brand deals. The industry begins to crack back inside the industry. People were nervous. Spotify, according to an anonymous rep on a music business forum, had a meeting to discuss the potential fallout if the war between Drake, Cole, and Kendrick escalated into something that damaged long-term artist partnerships. All three are on playlists. All three have exclusive leverage. But when their beef leaks crash our servers, we gotta step in. At the label level, execs began floating the word containment. Sources say UMG and Sony have reached out to artist managers, advising that further escalation could risk partnerships with brands, sync deals, and even award eligibility. One insider said, "Drake might be protected by OVO, but once sponsors get spooked, it's over." Streaming chaos. Drake's unreleased diss Snippets, illegally uploaded to SoundCloud and YouTube by fans, some amassing millions of plays within hours. J. Cole's short film teaser, hit #1 trending globally within 45 minutes. Kendrick's feature verse leak led to a 30% spike in Baby Keem streams that same night. Platforms were being flooded with fake versions, AI remixes, extended edits, even what-if versions that imagined how Cole would have responded if he had rapped back. But one viral AI verse faked Cole responding with, "You left the table starving, then blamed me for the bill. You measure manhood in metrics, I measure it in will." The fans ate it up. Even politicians noticed. A congresswoman from New York even tweeted, "Y'all are arguing about Kendrick versus Drake versus Cole while billionaires destroy the country. But I'm #Team Cole respectfully." Because yes, even politicians had to weigh in. And still, Cole remains silent. As of this moment, Cole hasn't posted anything new. No follow-up, no live stream, no accidental studio shot. Just the teaser. Second Born, the quiet one speaks. And the fans? They're waiting like it's a Marvel post-credit scene. Every moment he stays silent, the tension gets worse. And every second Drake doesn't release the full diss, the hunger gets louder. Because now, the fans are pushing it forward. This isn't just music beef. It's the collapse of trust between the three artists who were supposed to run the next decade together. And if one more verse drops, if the wrong lyric gets leaked, this entire thing goes nuclear. Understood. Here's Section 6. Final twist and cliffhanger with no headings, and written in an extended, high-character, high-word count format as requested, continuing the dramatic, emotionally explosive narrative tone. The music world thought it had seen everything. The leaked snippets, the subliminal verses, the Kendrick chess moves, the Cole silence. It all felt like the apex of modern hip-hop drama. But just when the firestorm seemed to be settling into its final blaze, the ground cracked open beneath everyone's feet. Without warning, without a drop of promotion, without even a burner account tease, the full Drake EP leaked in its entirety. 4 tracks, no features, no hooks, just unfiltered venom. And by the time the clock struck midnight, all 4 tracks were already circulating on Telegram, Discord, YouTube backups, and pirate streaming platforms under a single title that sent shivers down the culture's spine. No friends in this room. It was colder than fans imagined. Colder than even Kendrick's surgical disses. Because Drake didn't rap like a man defending a legacy. He rapped like a man who felt abandoned, betrayed, cornered. Every bar was laced with pain disguised as power. He didn't just go after Cole. He dismantled him. In one of the verses, Drake growled through clenched delivery. Middle child with a mic, but a child at best / picked the poet over the prince. I now choke on the rest." In another line, he spat, "Apologies dressed like progress / but I see the fear when the pen stops." Fans were stunned. But the track that caught everyone by the throat was the final one. Track 4, titled simply, Germain. A direct name drop. No metaphors, no blurred lines. Drake held nothing back. "You dapped me up in Paris, said brotherhood over bars. Then 2 years later, you applauding my scars." The emotional gut punch wasn't just lyrical. It was personal. Drake was naming cities, memories, moments that had never been made public. It was like listening to a man read diary entries with a beat underneath them. A slow-burning funeral for a friendship. Fans were crying online. Some said they could feel Drake breaking in real time. Some called it his 444 moment. Others said it was a final descent into villainy. But then, buried 3 minutes into the final track, came a bombshell no one was ready for. A cryptic voice note layered faintly beneath the instrumental as it faded out. It was distorted, almost drowned in reverb. But with the right headphones, fans heard it. And what they heard flipped the story completely. It was Kendrick's voice. No, not a diss, not an insult. A conversation, a phone call recording. Kendrick, calm as ever, saying, "If you drop that project, you're ending more than a friendship. Just know that." The air online evaporated. Was this real? Did Drake leak a private call between him and Kendrick? Was that Kendrick warning him before the EP went live? And if so, why include it? Was it a flex? A message? A cry for help? Within 30 minutes, Kendrick's team put out a tweet. "He chose violence. We chose silence. On for now." And that for now? Oh, it shook the room. Fans immediately started speculating. Does Kendrick have more? Did he hold back? Is there another response loading? But while everyone was focused on the drama between Drake and Kendrick, a new leak quietly hit Twitter, and it turned the narrative on its head. Screenshots, metadata, studio files, showing J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar recorded a full-length collaboration back in November. A joint track, possibly even an entire EP, under the working title, The Second Sons. The lyrics were redacted in the leak, but the track titles? Oh, they were revealing. Titles like Empire's Fall, Not One King, and most notably, Family Feud Part 2. Fans erupted. Was Cole's silence just strategy? Was he plotting his own checkmate with Kendrick behind the curtain while Drake scorched the battlefield alone? Did Cole really stay out of the war? Or was he building a weapon? That one leak sparked a firestorm across every corner of the internet. Now the question wasn't, will Cole respond? It was, how hard is Cole and Kendrick about to respond together? And just when the internet thought it couldn't take another twist, Dreamville posted a single tweet, just 3 words. "See you Friday." No time, no links, no cover art, just chaos. Is it the collaboration, a documentary, a film, a full-scale retaliation to the Drake EP? Nobody knows. But in the middle of the smoke, one thing has become crystal clear. The big 3 are dead. Drake went from brother to butcher. Cole went from peacemaker to ghost. And Kendrick? He's smiling in the shadows. I'm watching the chessboard burn, piece by piece. And if Friday really is the day the response comes, then this wasn't the war. It was only the opening act. Here is Section 7. Call to action, approx 350 words, to close out your viral script with full engagement intensity. Title: Why Drake just responded to Not Like Us and called J. Cole trash in new Snippets. So now it's on you. We've shown you the bars, the leaks, the betrayals, the voice memos, the hidden phone calls, the silence, the fire, the chaos, the strategy. And now that Drake's dropped his gloves and bared his scars, now that Kendrick has made his first countermove, And now that J. Cole's been exposed as either the quiet assassin or the pawn turned king, we have to ask, who's really at fault? Did Drake go too far, or was he pushed to this point? Did Cole sell out by staying silent, or is he silently cooking the deadliest response we've ever seen? And Kendrick? Is he the puppet master of the entire war, or the only one who still sees the chessboard clearly? Drop your take in the comments. Don't hold back. Are you Team Drake, Team Cole, or Team Kendrick? Who's winning this war, and who's about to lose everything? Smash that like button if you've been hooked to every twist in this saga. Hit subscribe because if Dreamville really does drop this week, we'll be the first to break it all down. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the instant reactions, breakdowns, and leaks as they drop in real time. This isn't just rap beef. This is the collapse of a dynasty. The Big Three is no more. And from here on out, it's every legend for themselves. So don't look away now, because the next verse might just end somebody's career. And when that happens, you'll want to say you were here for every single second. We'll see you soon.